Today we will showing thrill ride science fiction, secret film, Dark Shadows. Fair warning. Be careful and appreciate. The film starts with a voiceover prologue from Barnabas Collins. Johnny Depp when Barnabas was a decade old in the year 1752, the Collins family left Liverpool, Britain to get comfortable the New World, where they laid out the coastline town of Collinsport in Maine in their establishment house of Collinwood in 1776. The grown-up Barnabas, then, at that point, a beguiling blue blood, keeps the warm gestures from getting his French servant, Angelique Bouchard, Eva Green. At the point when his folks meet a puzzling passing, he discovers that Angelique is a witch. Be that as it may, before he can do anything, she spellbinds his darling Gisette to laud Bella Heathcote to end it all by leaping off widow's slow pay grandiose rough bluff driven past perseverance. He also leaps off the bluff. However, Angelique curses him to be a vampire to make his experiencing unending. She then, at that point, uncovers his massive nature to the occupants of Collinwood, who turn on him and lock him in a container which is covered in a forlorn backwoods. In 1972, a tutor named Victoria Winters. Bella Heathcote shows up at Collingwood via train from New York City. She has been employed by Elizabeth Collins. Stoddard Michelle Pfeiffer, the ongoing family female authority, to direct her young nephew, David Gulliver McGrath. The kid lost his mom and evidently his psyche as he seems to converse with her. Victoria likewise meets different individuals from the family. David Sneaky, Father Roger, Johnny Lee Mill Operator, Elizabeth's mean attitude. High school girl. Carolyn Chloe Effortlessness Moritz. David's alcoholic specialist. Dr. Julia Hoffman. Helena Bonham Carter that evening. As she gets comfortable, she detects a natural ghost who enigmatically educates her regarding a looming appearance. That evening, a gathering of development laborers uncover Barnabas his crate, and he blasts out and benefits from every one of them. He staggers through 1972, Collins' poor look by the new world around him, however can return to Collinwood. He demonstrates his personality to Elizabeth by uncovering to her a mystery vault in the estate loaded up with treasure. He clears up for her, nonetheless, that all he needs is to get back his home and family. Elizabeth consents to allow him to remain on the arrangement that he doesn't uncover his real essence or the fortune. The following day, Barnabas starts to find a place with his relatives. He makes himself look like a far-off family member from Britain who has shown up to re-establish the Collins family's fortunes. He finds that the Collins fishing business and family has been brought to demolish by another contender, Holy Messenger Cove, whose proprietor comes to invite him. Angelique, she makes sense of that while he was gone. She turned into a significant tribal leader of Collinsport and with her situation, runs the entire town. Having carried the Collins to demolish with her impact, she figures out how to twist Barnabas with sunshine. Yet, later, Elizabeth urges Barnabas to challenge Angelique for the family. Barnabas figures out how to re-establish the privately run company for the most part through entrancing the vast majority of saintly anglers and initiating them to work for him, all things being equal. As well as gain the trust of the Collins family, he is likewise ready to develop a sentiment with Victoria, who uncannily looks like his lost love. Gisette. Dr. Hoffman finds Barnabas' secret, yet is persuaded by Elizabeth to stay quiet about it for logical purposes. She chips away at making Barnabas human through bondings of human blood. Angelique, who is still mortally drawn in towards Barnabas, has a gathering with Barnabas, and she rehashes her advances on him and entices him. He declines her a subsequent time, and she vows to obliterate him in the event that she will not have him. Barnabas enters a flower child cooperative whom Victoria is familiar with to change himself to the 1970s period, however rather winds up killing them all. Afterward, he proposes facilitating a ball at Collinwood to re-establish the family name at this ball. He finds Roger taking cash from the visitors and dismissing his child. Later he has a cozy second with Victoria, who trusts in him reality with regards to herself. She was initially a youngster named Maggie Evans, and she had the phantom of Gisette Dupreez as her consistent companion, a demonstration which persuaded her folks she was crazy and placed her in a psychological refuge. She figured out how to get away and take on another personality of Victoria Winters and advance toward Collinsport. She feels attracted to Barnabas as though she's known him always, and both of them kiss, not realizing a rankled Angelique is watching them the day after the ball. Barnabas finds that Dr. Hoffman has been utilizing his blood to make herself undying. Irritated at this duplicity, he kills her and dumps her body into the sea. At long last, he finds Roger searching for the vault and presents him a final proposal. Either be a decent mindful dad to David or leave with sufficient cash to keep him agreeable. Roger chooses to abandon Collinwood and David to his child's misery when a roof decoration drops and almost pounds an unconscious David. Barnabas saves him, yet sadly uncovered his real essence to everybody, including David and Victoria, who thus draw away from him. Barnabas meets Angelique and asks that she rid him of her revile. She recommends that he join her in their rule. Collins set up it or she secures him back in the case and annihilates all he holds dear. He by and large denies this deal, so she follows through with her commitment. She secures him in the container and stores it at an unwanted sepulchre, where she intends to keep him there until all he adores is obliterated. She begins by exploding the Collins family processing plant and afterward pinning it on the Collins. She figures out how to work up an irate horde of residents to go after Collinwood. Barnabas is liberated by David, who makes sense of his phantom mother directed him to the catacomb. They successfully return to Collinwood similarly as the crowd shows up. Barnabas offers to surrender himself instead of his family, then, at that point, assaults Angelique and breaks her skin. This unnatural exhibition uncovered her as a witch to the residents who forsake her and leave Collinwood as quick as could really be expected. The Collins then, at that point, make a joint attack on the one who destroyed them. Barnabas with his vampire powers. Willie with a hatchet. Elizabeth with a shotgun. Carolyn is a werewolf uncovered to have been reviled by Angelique. Lastly, David gathers the soul of his mom, whom Angelique suffocated to heave Angelique into a light fixture. Mortally injured, she removes her heart and offers it to Barnabas, saying she truly adored him. Thank you for watching.